What's going on, H-Town, Houston Rockets fans, no matter where you are? My name is David Delano, and this is Rockets Daily. Man, I forgot the Santa hat. And in Houston here, no snow, no white Christmas, right? So it is what it is. But go ahead and subscribe to this channel. We're going to talk about this Christmas Day game. It is Christmas. Merry Christmas. Sorry I don't maybe look the part, but Rockets Daily brought to you guys by Fan Arch. Thanks for all the subscribers. I appreciate it so much. We did get to the 1,000 subscriber mark by Christmas. Man, I appreciate you guys so much for that. And keep the comments coming as, man, we're going to see what transpires on Christmas Eve as the Rockets win on anyone's Christmas list as a big game against the Houston Rockets. And we're not going to spend too much time talking about the loss to the Los Angeles Clippers. We got another game going on tonight against the Lakers, but it's been a bit of a downward spiral now. 17-10. I guess when you really look at it, that's still 51-52 wins. So in the grand scheme of things, not the worst thing in the world when you think of a 51-52 win season. But when you look at how the team is playing right now, and we've talked so much about guard options, and we've talked so much about roster changes, and we've talked so much about trades, and who's untouchable, who's expendable. You know, we talked about this, this young core building for the future. Tari Eason, big fan favorite for a lot of people. And I'm just wondering, even with Tari Eason, as far as if he's someone that's going to be content here long term, or if he's going to want a bigger role. Big on Jabari, but it's going to take some patience. Ahmed Thompson, on the surface, those field goal shooting numbers, really good, but still working on his range. And, at times, as far as it's not a true point guard. Kevin Durant, the workload, so many different things with this team. Now we're starting to see a lot more of, criticism with Coach Udoka, who, at least from the fan base, as far as with the lineups, is not going deep enough to the bench. A lot of guys got to play in the game against the Clippers, although it did not go well. Rockets ran out of steam in the second half. It was a competitive first half. Kawhi Leonard turning back the clock for 48 points, and really just kind of asking you guys, if you're visiting, maybe you're visiting somewhere colder, whether you're in Houston, what's the temperature where you are? Not just the temperature, the physical temperature where you are, but your temperature as a Rockets backer, Rockets fan right now. And it's really interesting that the perception is that, and I've seen this topic going around, that Ime needs a offensive coordinator. The very, very interesting thing, though, is when you look at the numbers, and I understand that the Rockets started off hot, things have definitely cooled down. We're number one for so long, but the Rockets are still number one in the NBA. The Rockets are number 4 in the NBA in offensive efficiency. Who's ahead? The Denver Nuggets, the New York Knicks, and the Oklahoma City Thunder. So Houston's still 4th overall in the NBA in offensive efficiency. Now, when you look at the true shooting percentage, Houston does take a dip down to 10th. Tonight, going to be going up against a Los Angeles Lakers team that's actually 7th in the NBA in offensive efficiency. The defensive end is where the numbers have not been as impressive. Rockets right now 13th in the NBA in defensive efficiency. Big opportunity tonight going up against a Los Angeles Lakers team that is just 24th on the defensive end. Lakers are coming in off of some struggles too. Really interesting game tonight. Rockets a 2.5-point favorite, and in a lot of things, when you look at the metrics both offensively and defensively, Rockets rate out to be a better team, but the Rockets' current form, it's hard to have a lot of confidence in it. So the Lakers struggling too at home. Both of these teams very desperate for a win. Luka right now is day-to-day. Şengün is day-to-day. I'm hoping that both of them play, honestly. I want to see the high-profile Christmas Day matchup the key pieces healthy on both sides. It does look like Jashawn Tate is also most likely going to be out for the Rockets. Whether or not he would, see the court anyway, but he does. He's also coming up on the injured report. Kevin Durant versus LeBron James. See that head-to-head, LeBron has a 19-10 edge in the regular season against Kevin Durant, but Kevin Durant 9-5 edge in the playoffs. So I guess when you look at it like that all time, that would give LeBron a 24-19 head-to-head edge when he goes up against Kevin Durant. And that's obviously the big matchup that's going to be talked about. Austin Reeves, I hope that Luka goes. I think that really though the biggest difference in this game is going to be if Şengün goes or not. I'm seeing I think he's going to go. I'm seeing his over under point total, higher or lower point total at 21.5. If he goes, I think that he does go over that number, but I have to see how healthy he is. If he doesn't, the Rockets are definitely going to have some trouble. So let me know what you guys think about this game tonight against the Lakers. Who is the most important key piece? And let me know where your temperature is right now with Udoka, with Şengün, with Kevin Durant, with just with the backcourt, front court, anything in general when it comes to the Rockets right now. And just diving into some of the comments here, we did have J2 Fresh mentioned, please get Russell. We had Benjamin said, Russell is an emotional roller coaster. We need stability. Need Drew Holiday or James Harden. I guess the biggest thing, regardless how you feel about Drew Holiday or James Harden, obviously Harden's history here, I would definitely be on board with Drew Holiday, but it's about really making the money matchup. You start to think about with Drew Holiday, who are you going to give up on this? You're going to give up on this roster. I think that Fred definitely would have to go. And then when you start to look at I think that Amin is an untouchable. We start to look at Tari, Jabari, and those first round picks. I think that you're going to have to make the money work, and you're definitely going to have to give up quite a bit for Drew Holiday. Probably have to give up some stuff for James Harden too. Kobe White, we'll probably talk about him a little bit more. Kobe White's a good option, and he's someone that I've been looking at as well. Not happy in Chicago. Probably looks like it's going to be Kobe White's last year with the Bulls. Matt Kelly, 1,000 subscribers, much deserved. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate that. Reagan Sack was on the second night of a back-to-back too. That is very exactly that recent loss to the Sacramento Kings, and we could talk about it being a back-to-back, but Sacramento was also on a back-to-back. Sacramento did have the home court advantage in that game, but still just outright unexcusable, and then coming out in that game against the Clippers to follow it up. Look, Rockets have a chance to, high-profile game. Going to be a playoff-type atmosphere, even though it's not a playoff game. But when you look at how competitive the West is now at 17-10, I mean, these games matter. This is just not the Western Conference. This is just not a time where you could just, blow these games off and just let the losses stockpile and say we're going to get it in the playoffs. San Antonio Spurs, big game against the Thunder tonight. San Antonio Spurs have beat the Thunder twice this year. We talked so much about the Denver Nuggets and the Oklahoma City Thunder. Obviously, as far as teams we're looking up at, now we're going to see how we match up against the Los Angeles Lakers. And now you got the San Antonio Spurs. So that competition just keeps getting a little bit thicker there. Let me go ahead and get out of here so this get up for you guys on Christmas Day. Merry Christmas to everybody. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see what happens tonight against the Lakers, and we'll definitely have much, much more. So go ahead and subscribe to Rockets Daily. That way you never miss an episode that we drop. Rockets, Lakers, Durant versus LeBron, Luka, AR, all that stuff. Hopefully Şengün is going. Hopefully Luka's going too. Entertainment purposes. I want to see everybody out there. God bless. Merry Christmas, and let's have a good one.